Tune in weekdays to your favorite hosts on KRVN. Ellen Simmons and Scott Foster from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tyler Cavalli and Jacob Roth from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Paul Perkins from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
The Rural Radio Network, time to take a look at the midday livestock trade. Livestock analyst Kyle Bumsted. And Kyle, we're seeing another good day in the cattle market on the board.
That's right, sir. We are. We're seeing a decent move here higher by the feeders leading the way here. We're seeing the May and the August feeders. The May is up $1.72, and the August just made a new highs that rattled that off up 2.25 here at 288.45. Going to be coming in some overhead resistance here pretty soon around this 290 to 292 area on those August feeders. So I do look for some sellers to start to kind of maybe rear their heads again, maybe some hedgers to start maybe put their hedges back on here after they'd taken them off here on this last dip. Now, looking at this August feeder contract, the funds non-commercials here, if we hold these gains here today, last Tuesday we closed at 283.25, and it shows if we can hold these gains here that the non-commercial funds here probably were buyers here for Friday's commitments traders report. So I'm looking for them to be net buyers here, adding back to their long position. On the live cattle side of things here, we ran as high as $200.52 here. We're sitting at $199.75 on this June contract here, of 62 to 65 cents. Now, kind of the same situation there. We closed there on the 7th at 194.17, and here we sit on the 15th here. We're 7 days later. Looks like we're going to be higher. Looks like they're going to be adding back to their long position there as well. So cash news here. We saw some 204 bid yesterday morning. Nobody traded at that down in Kansas or Texas. So I am looking for the cash trade to really start to develop here Wednesday afternoon. So until we see some of that, I think the board looks like the bulls are in control right now. Looks to be some short covering and adding back to some of those long positions right now with lack of fundamental news right now, Bruce.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Livestock analyst Kyle Bumsted. If you would like to talk to Kyle about the livestock markets, give him a call at 308-708-7340. That's 308-708-7340. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.
Farming comes with trade-offs. An extra pass means dinner in the cab. An early morning becomes a late night. Unnecessary restrictions turn into headaches. But when you make Enlist herbicides the foundation of your herbicide program, the trade-offs will be in your favor. Effective weed control that's ready to work when you are. Flexible tank makes options and neighbor-friendly applications, all without the need to jump through hoops. See what you'll gain with America's most trusted herbicide system protecting your Enlist E3 soybean fields at Enlist.com.
At Farm Credit Services of America, our promise to customer owners pays. We distributed cashback dividends for 21 consecutive years and are proud to once again report this year's payout is a full 1% of each customer's eligible financing. That adds up to $392.6 million shared this year and more than $3.7 billion since 2004. Count on FCS America and your 1%. Terms apply. Visit fcsamerica.com for details.
This is a market update on the Rural Radio Network. After the close of trade yesterday, USDA reported corn planting progress at 4%. That compares to the trade estimate of 6%. Last year's pace was at 6% also. 5-year average was at 5%. There appears to be a planting window for the next few days before rainfall begins in the central and eastern Corn Belt later this week and into the weekend. USDA also reported soybean planting progress at 2%, which compares to the trade guesstimates of 3%. Last year's pace was at 3%, and the 5-year average was at 2%. Slightly behind expectations, but it is still very, very early. Also, the USDA reported that winter wheat conditions at 47% good to excellent. That's down a percentage point from last week and down 8 percentage points from last year. That's in line with the trade expectations. May corn is currently down 3.5 at 481.5. December up a penny at 463. May soybeans 3 1/4 lower at 1038.5. And the November contract is unchanged at 1028.5. May wheat in Chicago down a nickel at 542.5. May wheat in Kansas City down 3.5 at 551 3/4. Spring wheat in Minneapolis is down 3.5 at 601 1/4. June live cattle up 55 at 199.62. August up 92 at 196.75. May feeder cattle up $1.37 at 282.32. August up $1.95 at 288.10. June lean hogs a dime lower at 95.02. July contract down 22 at 95.27. Class 3 milk for May is up 58 cents at 18.22. The June contract up 41 at 17.64. This is the Rural Radio Network.